Down and tags him after a gain of a yard inside of 5 minutes left in OT.
I mean, the play is so good. Darian Stewart came from 10 yards deep to make that play basically at the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's just first-class defensive play that we've seen all night long.
Bunch formation, 3 receivers, and Spencer Ware heads over there, so they have 4 to that side. Kelce to the top. Smith trying to throw it underneath. Have we heard a whistle yet for an incomplete pass? It's incomplete. That will be 3rd down. Von Miller may have hit the arm, Smith here.
Just make sure the arm was going forward.
Yep.
And right now, Wade Phillips has adjusted as well. They are taking Kelce to that one receiver side up there, and they are bringing safety help over the top. So now they've shifted him down here to the 3 receiver side, and they've left one-on-one with Demetrius Harris on the other side.
Chiefs taking timeout here before 3rd and 9.
Timeout, Kansas City, first team timeout, 30-second timeout.
One of the 2 they have in overtime. You know, we look at those hits, Chris, so often. The first thing we're worried about, did the ball come out? We forget about, that's got to hurt.
Well, there's no question when your elbow is flexed like that, you can see, you can imagine the torque on that elbow when you're throwing a football or a baseball or whatever, and all of a sudden somebody hits that arm. I'm sure it's sore. And I'm also sure Alex Smith's not coming out of the game unless it just doesn't work anymore. He's going to throw a couple of balls on the side. That was a good timeout.
That's a great play. It's such a veteran coach, Andy Reid. He's you got the 2 timeouts in overtime. Spencer Ware will be the back. Tyreek Hill is right on that 9 in 3rd and 9. He's in the slot here in the middle of the 3 to the right. Broncos bring pressure. It's for Kelce. Couldn't get his head turned around in time. There's contact. There's no flag. As Justin Simmons is again in coverage. And here comes Cairo Santos to continue the game.
There was definitely some contact on the tail end of this. Let's just take a look. Nope, no foul. Really nicely done by the officials. Sometimes those calls are so tough. And really well played that time by Justin Simmons, the young player.
There is pressure numbers. This from 37 to continue the game. If he misses, the Broncos win. And the game goes on with only 4:19 left here in overtime. 27 apiece. Next score wins in what has been a terrific one tonight in Denver.
This is the new 2017 Chevy Cruze. I'm only going to show you half of it. What do you think?
I think it looks very sleek.
The lights remind me of Audi lights.
And it starts at $22,190.
Nice.
But there's another side to this car.
Oh, wow.
Love
This is
it.
the first ever Chevy Cruze hatch.
Well, that's impressive.
Wow.
So check it out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do like it a lot.
Now that you know it's a hatchback, what does it make you think of?
A young professional / weekend warrior. The whole business in the front, party in the back sort of thing.
For me,
Oh, my.
What is it?
it's Samsung Gear VR.
You put it in there?
Push the play button.
Oh. This is crazy. Oh. You gotta try this.
Period. Santos kicks, Capri Bibbs. Kneels. 27 all. Thinking players have had a good game on the offensive end. Chris, this guy, Emmanuel Sanders.
He's something else. He really is. Not only is he the deep threat, he's also that quick guy underneath that can create some space and pick up some easy first downs. And I think that just his second 100-yard game of the year. And I'm sure Trevor Siemian's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to win this game? We keep going down and taking the lead, and we're still not winning.
Devontae Booker, the running back, as the second OT possession begins. Simeon drifting, has space to run, will take off and throttle it down after a gain of 8. Get out of bounds with 4:10 left. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And that's exactly what they were looking for out of Trevor Siemian. We haven't seen him run much, but since he hurt that shoulder, he just wasn't running at all. And for Gary Kubiak, he thought that so many of their key first downs in the first month of the season came from his legs and coming out and making plays. And boy, 2nd and short sets up some big opportunities. You want to take a shot down the field, this is always a good time for that.
Run by Booker for the first down to the 38-yard line. A.J. Derby, who had a big catch earlier, helped clear the path. Derek Johnson slow to get off of the Broncos running back.
Got a good block down, and then it was Derby coming across. Block it down right here, and then a kick out coming right across here from Derby and Schofield.
Mentioned he had a good preseason, Derby did, with New England. You're not going to get a lot of time with Gronk and Martellus Bennett up there, but he's factoring in here for the Broncos. Booker out, Capri Bibbs, the back. Blitz coming, Simeon gets rid of it. Incomplete, extended for Demaryius Thomas with Philip Gaines close by.
Yeah, and I knew it wasn't going to be long. Bob Sutton's not the type to sit back and go, okay, let's just let him go down and kick a field goal here. Brought both inside linebackers that time. And now they have something to work with. Here comes the dime defense on the field, and this is their favorite look. This is what they like.
Houston directing the pass rush traffic. He'll start from the inside. 2nd and 10 against that defense. They'll run it with Bibbs, who dives forward to be 3 yards shy of the first down with 3:20 left in overtime.
Hey, that was some effort that time by Kendall Reyes, because that one had a chance of breaking out of there. Came from the backside and made a diving stop.
Yeah, Denver has 2 timeouts. There is a 2-minute warning in overtime.
I think this is exactly why they came up with A.J. Derby. It wouldn't surprise me at all here if he's the receiving threat.
He's 83. He's on the 3 in 3rd and 3. We have a whistle and a timeout.
Hey, that.
Oh, nobody. 3rd and 3. Simeon fires. It's caught for the first down. Great call, Chris. It's A.J. Derby who keeps this drive going.
It's all you want. You just want the one-on-one matchup, that time against the safety. Daniel Sorensen right here. Here comes Derby. A little push off. Maybe Gronk taught him that when he was in New England. But those are the kind of conversions that just make huge differences in an offense, and especially for a young quarterback who needs that threat in the middle. The one spot that Trevor Siemian has really struggled this year is between the numbers, between 0 and 10 yards. He's made big mistakes in there, and you can just see the bleeding a little bit on the outside. And Justin Houston has to be completely exhausted just playing his 2nd game. And for Stevenson, it's not always pretty. He just punching and staying in front and doing whatever he can. But his block there gave time for A.J. Derby to get open.
And knowing Houston being a field goal range, Bibbs is the back, and he is going to be kept right about the line of scrimmage, if not behind. Derek Johnson, the tackle. Kansas City only has 1 timeout with 1:45 left, so it looks like Alex Smith might not get his hands back on the ball unless Denver misses a field goal.
Well, and plus, you want to run this clock down all you can, because if you happen to miss that thing, you don't want to leave it there.
Right. But you got to get a first down. You have to get more yardage here. They're at the 44 now. It's 62-yard field goal attempt it would be. McManus long 57. Second and 10. Simeon looking that way. Pass is deflected and knocked down. Incomplete. We'll have 3rd and 10 coming up.
There's Chris Jones one more time getting that hand up. And one of the things they talked about with Chris Jones is he's a rare guy. Bob Sutton was saying this, that can push the pocket and then still be athletic enough to jump. He said a lot of times those guys who are just sit at the line of scrimmage and get no pressure whatsoever are the ones that block the passes. This guy gets pressure and blocks passes.
This is a pressure play with a lot of decisions to be made if you don't get anything. There's 10. The Chiefs are bringing pressure. Simeon puts it up top. It is incomplete for Fowler. Benny Fowler with Philip Gaines, who's been beaten a lot here tonight. Now it is 4th and 10 at the 44-yard line. Do you try a 62-yard field goal? Because like you said, it gives Kansas City great field position.
Look at Kubiak. He's like, wait a minute here.
Joe DiCamillo's the special teams coach is there.
I don't know if you can take that kind of chance, can you? As long in his career as 57, almost have to punt this football.
And again, it is cold. You know, the temperature here is in the low 40s, upper 30s. Michelle?
Well, I talked to Brandon McManus before the game. Now, he told me he could convert 60 yards in either direction. Going in this direction in the pregame, he converted a 55-yarder. But again, he said he could convert from 60, and the wind has really died down here. Not much of a factor at all, Mike.
It has, Michelle. And it would be 62 from here with the ball at the 44. So Kubiak takes a timeout. This is one of those, because if you attempt the field goal from that spot, you would give Kansas City the ball at the Denver 48-yard line.
I just can't imagine you can do that.
So then what do? Do you punt or do you go for it? You got to punt it, right?
I think you got to punt it.
Because the punt, then the scenario is overtime. Or tie, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, here comes McManus trotting out.
Man.
The longest overtime field goal in NFL history is Sebastian Janikowski, 57 yards.
All right, let me just say this. If you have some sort of trick play to try and draw them off sides here, maybe when you want to go with this. Because at that point, you lose nothing. You still punt the football. At least go out there, see if they'll jump.
And you know what? I think Kansas City just talked about that because Tyreek Hill had come on the field thinking the missed short field goal could be returned by a player. Then Hill went back and they put more of a defensive mode out there to just protect. Longest field goal in NFL history was made here. Matt Prater, 64 yards, and Jason Elam, 63. This is 62, would be the longest overtime game-winning field goal in league history. It's hit hard. It is wide left and no good. And now Kansas City will get the ball at the 48-yard line of the Broncos, and they're only a first down or so away from winning this game with no timeouts and 1:03 left.
Wow, this decision is so interesting. This kick just hooked too hard. He may have had a shot at it had it been nailed straight, but now you're giving them the ball on your side of the 50. Gutsy move.
Cairo Santos hopes now that his team can get a first down. Santos' long is 54 yards. That was made at Houston. Cool. All right, so here we go. Up to the Denver defense. 63 seconds remaining in the overtime period. Andrew West is the back flag down. Free play for Smith if he can get rid of it. He scrambles. He gets
wide
free.
open.
Oh, he ran it down at the 42-yard line. You're right.
Oh, man, he had somebody running wide open down the boundary, and he just didn't see it.
Number 94 defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ware jumped, thus it was a free play.
I couldn't tell if he was over the line of scrimmage or not, but there was somebody just streaking down the boundary by themselves. It would have been a walk-in touchdown. All the way on the outside to the left. You'll see him come in the background, I think.
If
there's nobody back there at all.
Is Albert Wilson. The penalty still makes it 1st and 5, 55 seconds left. Kelsey isolated, bottom of the screen again. Smith throws, it's caught, first down, they have no timeouts. Tyreek Hill is down at the 32-yard line, 47 seconds left. From here, a field goal is 50 yards. They're going to spike it, kill the clock. So Wilson there on the end, making sure he was on the line of scrimmage. There was not a penalty in the last minute with the clock running that would have cost them yards.
And now the game is completely under the control of Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs because of the fact that they attempted that field goal. Now you run the clock down. You're going to try it with maybe 5 seconds to go. You have a timeout left. Complete control now. Whatever Andy Reid chooses to do, he may want to take a couple of runs, see if he can gain a few more yards, and then take the shot to win it.
And thank you. They do have one timeout left. My mistake. Denver's out of timeouts. 2nd and 10.
Offside.
Pressure off the edge. He came offside from T.J. Ward. No flag down, but a much more makeable field goal now for Kansas City.
And a rare missed tackle. Darian Stewart that time just unable to get Kelsey on the ground. So good with that run after the catch. And now Andy Reid has enough. But he does leave himself just enough time if in fact this thing were to be bobbled or whatever.
A first down bad snap. Could retry the kick if it's thrown away by the holder.
Now just remember this though. What happened in that Saints game? It was Justin Simmons who jumped over the center, and it was Will Parks who returned it. We have seen it multiple times this year. I would imagine Andy Reid has an answer for that one as well, but take a little running jump.
And just remember what happened in the overtime game with Cincinnati in London against Washington. Looked like Hopkins had a very short, makeable game-winning field goal. He missed it, and the game ended up tied.
The other guy's Aqib Talib coming off the edge. He's awfully good at blocking these kicks as well. There's Justin Simmons right over the ball.
James Winchester snaps. Dustin Colquitt holds. Cairo Santos.
Simmons.
34-yard attempt. For the win. Off the upright. And in. Unbelievable game winner, Kansas City. You gotta be kidding me.
The only way this game could end. Holy smokes. I didn't know what had happened.
Nope.
I couldn't tell did it go through or not. That thing hit that post hard. How did it go through?
Oh, it just caught the inside of the upright. And the fans back there thought it was going out. It is good. Cairo Santos. You see it passing on this side of the post. The Kansas City Chiefs with an incredible comeback down the stretch. This guy's defense started it. Some nights it's your night. This guy had a great night. Deserved a better fate. But the decision to go for the long field goal by Kubiak left the short field. Santos off the upright. The Chiefs win. And the Volkswagen postgame report is coming up. But first, these messages from your local NBC station.